I just wanted to let you know that we're going to do a little finishing and that we have just finished doing some of the plating. I want to show you the beauty of the program. One, it's very visual, as you can see. It's a little light in here, so it's hard to see everything. But if I go over to pastry and I go ahead and I just touch pastry, right there it tells you what you're going to need to know. And to walk through this is really a lot of fun because it just takes you through everything you need to know. If I have the page names here and you're going to see along the side what's there, these are going to be my descriptors and my core competencies. This is what you will learn, and it tells you why. It's because it's nationally aligned to the state and national curriculum. Over here they take you to the pages that you need to know for all of these competencies. Now, we were really into finishes, so I'm going to go there. You can see how they have cookies, cakes, finishes. We were doing plating because we do a lot of birthday cakes or birthday types of things and dessert plating. So what I'm going to do is go down here to our dessert plating, and they talk about finishing and plate composition. So anytime there's a little deal there, a little film strip, it means that there's a film there. And you can see right here, we're going to do the spider web. Right here, you go to the I for information. It tells me I've got 39 seconds. Well, do I have that left in the class? Yes, perfect. It tells me my keywords. It tells me my descriptor. I want to get rid of that. And now if I want to show the students, I go here and I just push bakery plate intro. Do I play this? And it tells you everything you need to know here. So this is a reading portion, the composition, which is part of plating, along with our balance. What are we looking for on that plate? We're looking for portion, size, color, texture, color, flavor, contrast, etc. They'll get the idea by the video.
What we have here,
and we start through there. And say I want to go through and somebody says they're talking or they don't get it or I'm in the way. I can move out of the way. What I'll do is I'll move out of the way. I can pause it. I can start it.
There are 8 plates that we're going to present here.
Or if I want to go ahead and take it all the way through, I can do this. I'm just trying to show you the ease of starting and stopping. These were some ideas about what you can do, so I'll close it out. Now, the kids say, I really like this one or I really like that one. What I'm going to go back here and do is I'm going to go up and I'm going to say, gosh, which one do I want? I'm going to go back to, maybe we want to make hearts. Maybe I want to do something like this with a cheesecake, something very simple, or here. It's endless. These are just ideas to give the kids. This would take me forever to do. One, just to get everything out and to do it, to get the kids corralled in 1 hour. So what I'd do is I would just show them what we can do.
Similar to a plate that you've already seen. We've just changed the plate to get all the color contrast. And we'll do the same thing with some borders of pedigree on both sides. And then we'll fill those areas in different colored sauce. In this particular case, it's a raspberry sauce. And you can see here when you put the pastry, it's pretty obvious right there. You put right in between the middle of those 2 wings. It'll look the same way as it left the pastry shop on the surface area.
And so the beauty about it is just because the kids see it in 1 color or 2 colors here doesn't mean that's what they can use. They know what they can and they can't do in the colors they can use, so they get very creative. So if I want to go down here to another dessert presentation, it gets a bit more complicated. What's really nice is when I try to teach these 2, it's very easy. You just tell them what to do. Well, there's a little problem because say I get to the spider web and, whoops, excuse me. If I go to the spider web, the problem I have is making this so it looks even. I can tell the kids until I'm blue in the face, but they have to know that you go down and across. You always want to center it. And so it's very nice and concise and succinct. If they want to go back and see how to do it, they can. But what happens traditionally is the kids will make this product. They'll go ahead and then it won't be even. And we'll say, well, what went wrong? And they'll go, oh, I forgot. So they'll go back and they'll look at the video because as you get to about right here, we'll start it again.
You roll like the outside of a snail. And we're going to go from the
Watch
inside
carefully.
in, the inside out. Whichever way pleases you, but we just have to do it opposite. So we'll stop
And I always stop there only because the kids never listen. And this is a really important part. So when they go to do it, they always remember that I stopped it. And sometimes I'll even have a student come up here and do this because it is so important when you're plating. Otherwise you get stuff that's really, really uneven. And they'll say, why doesn't mine look that nice? And they'll have all this product on their plate, and in an hour, we don't have time to go back and forth. So they'll have a lot of fun doing this. The same thing is with the herringbone. So what they'll do is they'll go ahead, we'll start it again. And then they just finish it, and I just let them go through, and they see it, we close it, they go to the back and do it. And the same thing is with the herringbone. Unless you start in the middle, you're not going to have even sides. So it's been a real good help there. Say I want to go to caramelized sugar, we're doing something else. It's nice because I can do the decorations. Or say I just want to incorporate the sugars, or I want to do the plating, I can pick which ones I want, and I can put it in my own lesson plans. If I'm not here and I have a sub on our server, we have it where our subs can access anything they need to, and I just have the subs go on, and the kids can get by rather than being babysat for the day. They're actually very productive. Remember, I only have 90 days per semester, which is an hour, and teachers know and understand that you don't normally have a sub come in and use hot sugar or your plating supplies with cheesecakes or whatever you're doing there, mousse, to plate. So if I wasn't really sure about that, if I could have them do other items. These are activities. Whenever you see the A's over here, wonderful activities. You see the videos, you want to go back, it's great. Otherwise, there's reading, but normally the reading is always incorporated with your films. What's really nice is, say, that tells you my learning style up here, visual, kinesthetic. The kids love this. It tells me the time. It tells me that it's an individual and or a group project if you want it to be. The objective is follow the instructions. Everything's in line. This isn't rocket science. It's wonderful because it's right there for the teacher. Say I want to make a pastry cream. What's nice is that I just go to my pastry cream, bam. How long is this going to be? The kids see this, they love it. 2 minutes and 18 seconds, okay. And we talk about what it is. We talk about, well then let's close it. Let's go see what this is about. Once again, I push it because it's got a video after we read about the methods. You've read it. You're seeing it, you're seeing your recipe here, and then you can go ahead and play your videos. Any questions, you stop, you go back, they can come and see it on their own. There are also little discs that go with this that makes it really, really wonderful, because the kids that are really interested in this and that want to take it a little further than rather than an hour in class can go ahead and take the disc home and have a lot of fun with it. They can read about it and really get in depth. So I would just push this.
An important component of the pastry shop. Use it in a lot of different areas, especially for fillings.
And so if I want to pause it or close it, I can do that. And it's just really nice. The activities are really, really nice, as you see here. And all of them will have activities. But what's really nice is when you do safety sanitation. We had a lot of fun with this going back at the beginning of the year. If I go back up to the side and I go ahead and just, we'll go here, I go back to the sous chef, and I want to go to safety and sanitation. You have many, many different items there that you can choose from, and they have printouts normally in a lot of these. For example, temperature control. This is really nice because it involves the whole class. It's audio, intellectual. All these things you can use with a group individually. You can use them with groups or with the whole class. Right here it tells you that there's a temperature control quiz. I can go ahead and have them answer randomly, or I can print this out, or I can just pick ones that I want and have them do what I need. Over here, then if I wanted to go back, here's another one. It talks about a crossword puzzle. Say you're in lab, you've just finished doing some germ glow or whatever. This is a good review and the kids like it, and it's everything that they need to know. You're not making up anything, it's wonderful. And they fill it out, they turn it in as a group or by themselves, and it's just a reinforcement. It's a great tool. The activities are fun and learning and always engaging. It's just not something they have to do because you're filling time. I just like it because it's a one-step, shopping type of thing. They get everything they need to know. Over here we have some HACCP, how to develop a plan, the 7 plans. Is that there? There? Okay. And the first one, of course, is really important. It's, what could possibly go wrong with this product? In the end is wonderful because it tells you what was effective through there. And it's wonderful. They like the fact that it was affiliated with NASA. And down here, it tells you where to go. If they're not really getting it, say they don't get the 7 steps. I can go back and say, okay, here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many days a week? 7. Yeah, we know it now, right? Okay, so say for example, I want to use slide view, and there's a whole lot of information here for the students to learn. What I can do is, rather than just have them have so much up here on the board, I'll go over and I'll hit slide view, and it condenses it. So everything is right there. It's wonderful. Obviously, it's taken the written word and condensed it so we can all talk about it. We can see the seven steps there, and we can go over each one, which one's important and which one might not be. So if I want to ask questions on this, I can go over here and I can say questions. The first step in HACCP is to analyze the hazards and risks. Is that true or false? You can see through this as you go that some questions are true, false, and some are fill in the blank, and some are essay. So it really is a nice, well-rounded learning experience to check for understanding. I love it. And the kids love it, and they learn what they need to know as quickly as possible. It also has stuff on foodborne illnesses, and it goes on forever. Everything you need to know is right here. It has stuff that you can add if you would like. Say, for example, we wanted to add something here. We have Utah Facts right there because they have a wonderful site that we like to go to. You can just hit that and it will take you there. This is their education network, so it's a really nice source to tie in. Say, for example, I want to give a test on HACCP, but I'm not sure the students are getting it. So what I'm going to do is say, I need to check this. I'm only in an hour class. I can't spend a whole week on this. I want them to know what they need to know and why. So I'm going to go over to Competencies, because I want to see if they're competent. I'm going to hit it, and then I'm going to go down here to Safety and Sanitation, and I'm going to, let's look at number 4, say, for example. So we have that. And then what we're going to do now, it talks about everything, and I want to generate a quiz. This tells me what we need to know for our competency, what we need to know, how we need to be competent. And over here it tells you pages and how to get to it. But I want to know about the quiz here. So this is a quiz generator, and I'm only in an hour class, and what you can do is make these however you want to make them. If I want to see what they can remember, I can move this. As you can see over here, it has 38 questions. Understanding is 11. Over here, applying is 1, analyzing is 10, evaluating 1, and create my own. There's 3 questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a few questions. I really do care what they can remember here. So I'm going to ask some questions. What did they understand? Did they really understand what they're doing? Can they apply it? I think they probably can. Can they analyze it? Well, we talked about that. And what about, do I want to create? I'm not going to do much there. It says I have 24 questions and it's going to take about 33 minutes. Okay, let's just see. I'll generate it to see if it's something I really like. I can print this out. If I push print, it's going to print right away. Or what I can do is have the students answer it from their seats, raise their hands, or write it down, or use a whiteboard to hold it up. Eventually, hopefully, there's going to be clickers. And the beauty of the program is, look, we have true, false. We have some answer it, A, B, C, or D. We have some probably fill in the blank. I think I did a couple of those down here. And then after that, I have answers. And so it's immediate. The kids get to see what they want to know and what they need to know, how they did immediately. And it just saves me on grading and more importantly, what the kids really understood. Did they get everything they needed there? And this is, for example, receiving. So if I wanted to go back, it's immediate. What didn't you get on that? You didn't see how it was received. Well, here's what happens when you're getting it in. This is what you have to do and look for. Therefore, it works really well for the students.